sexy angels. We are back again for another reading and on a group that I did not expect to have to read on so soon. BTS. But this is diving a little deeper. I've done 2 readings regarding BTS so far. One about a check-in with them, and the other one in reference to Jungwon and Winter. Now, if I can figure out how to link them up there, I will. I'm still not that advanced yet. But yeah, you already know what it is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, share a friend. And also book a reading with me. Right now I have 3 deals going on. So we have a 5-card pull, a 10-card pull, and an idol compatibility reading. All on my Ko-fi. I'm gonna link that too in my bio and in the comments. But yes, this actually was requested to me by multiple people. HYBE is a mess right now, and not to toot my horn and not to say I'm right, because I only did that reading between Jungkook and Winter. How many days ago was it? 3 days, but it seems like all of my predictions are coming true. I said and I saw that it seemed like HYBE nor SM had any interest in addressing the rumor directly. I said that it seemed like Jungkook and Winter were going to be taking matters into their own hands. And I realized if you check out that reading when I pulled on that we saw Winter with the 8 of Wands, which is about fast action. And I think it came out today that she is going to be suing personally. I don't know if you guys know the difference, but there's a difference between when the company sues and when an idol specifically is suing you through the company. The idol has to request that, from what I understand. So, like I said, Winter seemed very action-oriented. But that's not what this is about. This is about Jungkook. This is about RM. This is about Jin, Sugar, everybody in BTS and HYBE. I think it can be predicted that, like, any group this popular that has kind of went this long, never can talk when I'm doing BTS readings. A scandalous group, some would say, compared to other groups. Everybody's time comes. And what I mean when I say that is every group has drama. Like, it's just unavoidable. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into what WTF is going on with HYBE, with BTS. A lot of people feel like these scandals that are happening with BTS is all intentionally planned to protect certain things. And I just want to say, before I start this reading, that this reading is alleged for entertainment purposes. Okay, I'm not claiming anything to be a fact. These are cards. They talk to me. I feel energy from above, and we just keep it pushing. So, with the cards are shuffled, it's time to get into, see if we can see what's going on. Maybe I will be able to, maybe I won't be able to. But let's get straight into it. So, the first thing we're going to address is HYBE, because I feel like I'm being called to talk about that first, because I feel like that will probably give us a better insight into BTS as a group. So yeah, HYBE on the left. Okay. BTS on the right. Okay. Oh wait, I realized y'all can't see that. So we got HYBE over here, BTS over here, and in the middle, well, this makes a lot of sense. So I do think that there is, can y'all see this, some truth to what the people are saying. So, for HYBE, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. Now, I'm not necessarily a numerologist when it comes to tarot, but BTS does have 7 members, so that could be relevant. But the 7 of Cups is a card upright that represents, daydreams, a multitude of opportunities, right? And this is very interesting. Okay, let me break it down like this. Neither one of them are satisfied with the other, but it seems like for different reasons. The 2 of Cups in the reverse is BTS's energy towards HYBE, Big Hit, whoever. This is a connection that's no longer working, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship or business, because the 2 of Cups, although they are typically depicted by more personal relationships, and I guess it still is, this represents that at a point they were this, right? So BTS's relationship with their company was very mutually beneficial, harmonious, good. We get along, and we don't just get along, we get along great. But this is representing a disconnect, right? 2 of Cups reverse is a disconnect between 2 people, but it doesn't have to literally be 2 people. It can be 2 sides, no longer seeing eye to eye, right? This is disharmony. This is unhealthy dynamics, could be poor communication, things like that. But in terms of career, it is about strained partnerships that once worked, or maybe they never worked, but we don't know that. So BTS is like, we used to be cool, we're not vibing right now. HYBE, on the other hand, Big Hit, whoever, allegedly, this is about broken, shattered dreams. That is how I see the Seven of Cups. And they both have cups, which is also, I think, something to pay attention to. Because, like I said, cups represent our emotions. And when cups come out, it tends to be less about logic, less about money, less about passion, but like real emotions and feelings attached, which makes sense for a group of people who have been in relations for a long time. The Seven of Cups in the reverse can mean a lot of different things. It's one of my least favorite cards to read. Because the Seven of Cups can mean a couple of things, right? Upright, like I said, it represents a multitude of options and the illusion of choices, everything looking good. You see how in this card, and this is like traditional Rider-Waite, you have a woman, you have that, you have a snake, you have a castle, you have all of these things that, you know, pique your interest, all for different reasons. And you don't know what to pick. And it's not always a bad card, but it is always kind of an overwhelming card. In the reverse, it represents having to make a decision. And like I said, there's 7 cups. So for me, I think that what I feel, I'm just going to channel. I definitely think that Big Hit, HYBE, they are not satisfied with BTS for some reason. And in between them, we have the Empress. Now, the Empress is upright, a very nurturing connection. You feel loved here, you feel supported here, you feel safe here. In the reverse, it could represent some smothering. It can also represent creativity. A lot of people, I think, kind of don't go with that with the Empress in the reverse, and I get it. But this is, in my mind's eye, I'm saying this is about creative differences. Okay. Okay. Can I get clarity on the Seven of Cups, please? Oh, yes. Oh, we have the Emperor in the reverse. So basically, it's literally what I said. If you watch my BTS reading from the before, what did I say? BTS had no issue having a comeback, but it seems like they were under the impression that they could do it their way. I don't know if HYBE agreed, but I think that some type of, yeah, sure, happened because in my last video, we got the Ten of Swords for BTS. That was the very first card I pulled when I said what's going on with them, which represents a betrayal, some type of, I'm tired of this, I can't take anymore. I can't take any more stabbing in the back. I don't think this is allegedly the first time HYBE has done shit to them that won't right. But with the Emperor in the reverse clarifying the Seven of Cups, I have it. It has finally came to me. 7 of Cups in the reverse. Because when I was picking up the 7 of Cups, all I could see is 7 members of BTS and this all being the different avenues that they want to do. Notice how none of them are the same. I think that BTS are really, they've grown out of the K-pop industry. I think that they are at a point where they just want to do what the fuck they want to do. And I think that HYBE is like, that will absolutely not happen. I'm the boss, because the Emperor, like I've said in other videos, the Emperor of Bright is somebody who isn't being emotional about this decision they're making, but they're making decisions because they genuinely feel like that is what's best. I am doing this because I feel like it's what's best. I have no malicious intent. You might not like the decisions that I'm making, but the Emperor is a father figure card, right? It's like, you may not always like when your dad tells you to do something that you can't do something, but your father is telling you to do those things or not do those things for your genuine protection in his mind. But in the reverse, the Emperor is about a power trip. In the reverse, the Emperor is about somebody who does not settle well with the idea that they don't have control over you. And not to say that it makes sense or that it's right, but you have to understand what I'm seeing from whoever energy I'm in right now. Their point of view is BTS is the biggest K-pop boy band in the world, right? Like, they may not be your favorite, but they are. Everybody knows BTS. Everybody knows the BTS members. They are global, right? Why would they want to lose control of them? BTS is HYBE's biggest moneymaker. You know what I'm saying? Not to say the other groups don't also contribute to the light bill and the water bill in there. But BTS is the most popular K-pop boy group out, right? HYBE is realizing that BTS does not want to do what they want them to do, and they are tightening the leash on them. And BTS is obviously not vibing with that, because now this connection is mutually beneficial. The Empress in the reverse is about smothering, but it's really like all I keep hearing with that card is creative differences. Creative differences. The Emperor and the Empress are both in the reverse. So that's smothering. That's, I'm trying to control you. I don't like that you're trying to control me. We are not cool right now. That's what it is. So let's start with HYBE. No, BTS. We're going to start with BTS. BTS's energy. Okay, we have the Tower reversed. The Four of Cups. Justice. Uh-oh. Can y'all see this? BTS's energy is very clear. And look at what's in the center. Justice, right? Justice is about the truth. Justice is about what's fair is fair. Justice, I think in this case, is also contractual for BTS. Two major arcana here at the Tower reversed and Justice. The Tower reversed is a card where you are trying your best to put tape, to put glue, to hold something from fucking exploding. But the problem is, there's not enough glue in the world to protect the tower from falling. And you can definitely put your little tape in your glue, and it might hold it for a couple more days or a couple more months. But the shit is gonna fucking fall. And the tower is a disaster that has to happen. You can't do anything about it, just like death, right? It's an inevitable thing. And it's knocking, and I think that BTS is trying really, really hard to not let the fucking tower fall in terms of what's really going on in HYBE. I kind of see this building as HYBE in everything that's going on in that place. And I think that BTS is like, look, we are trying our best, but I think that it's like, I see this cup with the Four of Cups. This is about disinterest and boredom, but on a deeper level, in the context of this, what I'm feeling from BTS is, because even when I'm doing this, I don't know if y'all notice, I'm not as high energy as usual. Like, I feel like BTS is very, like they're like zombies. Which is also kind of what the Four of Cups can represent. But what I'm seeing in my mind's eye with this card specifically with them is, this is like HYBE offering them things, right? Because I think that HYBE has tried to bribe them, allegedly tried to say this and that, and BTS, they don't care anymore. Maybe things, it seems like there might be things that HYBE used to be able to win them over with don't even work no more. They are disinterested in any and everything that HYBE is saying and offering. They don't care, allegedly. Not claiming to be a fact. Don't sue me, you can't. Justice is about the truth. So this could be a couple of things. In my mind's eye, I do feel like this is about legal shit. Because like I said, when you get major arcana, you have to pay attention to it because it's the bigger story, and the other cards are like the little things happening within it. When the tower, like I've said in other videos, is not to be taken lightly. As somebody who has pulled this card and crazy things have happened, I don't think that this is like a little thing. There's something allegedly with HYBE and BTS that BTS is really trying to make. They're trying to just be quiet. I think that they're trying to not let shit collapse. In my mind's eye, all I feel is legalities. Suing. Like, in my mind's eye, I straight up see allegedly BTS like trying so hard to not be like, we're gonna sue you motherfuckers for everything that y'all got. We're gonna expose everything because justice is about what's right. Justice is about the truth. And I get this energy that there's a part of them that may be hoping that the truth will reveal itself, so they don't have to be the leaders of the suing or the exposing. But I think it's getting to the point where they're like, we can't even save you no more, bro. Like, because the justice beside the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of hard work. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of apprenticeship and learning, but it also can just be about working on something. And y'all see these three cards. What did I say in my reading about Jungkook and Winter and all of those things? Jungkook got this card for himself, and now it's coming out for them as a group. The Eight of Swords is a card that represents being silenced. It's a card that represents being a victim, but it also can be like someone who has kind of purposely stayed blind to certain things, even though they definitely could get out of it. But it's reversed now, so I think that BTS is tired of having to be quiet and like take it like a good girl. I'm telling y'all, I would love to be wrong, but I think that legalities are about to get involved, or it's on their mind, because they're at the point with HYBE where it's like this relationship is permanently strained. Period. Two of Cups reversed, and HYBE is with the Seven of Cups reversed. Like, y'all belong to us. Y'all belong to me. Y'all usually do what I say, and now y'all are fighting back. That doesn't work. Okay. HYBE. Seven of Wands in the reverse. They're tired of fighting. Or they could be wanting... Seven of Wands in the reverse is the one in the White Tower. So they could be tired of fighting with them. When I'm in their energy, I really just feel this vibe of like, how could y'all be mad at us for not wanting y'all to stop being a group? How could y'all be mad at us? How could y'all be mad at us? What else do you think as a businessman? we would want. Why would we be happy with you guys saying we don't want to be a group? Or, you know, I don't know what it is about what BTS wants to do that they're like, absolutely fucking not. Y'all gonna do what we say, but the emperor, like I said in reverse, and the empress reverse is a smothering energy. It's very overly controlling. BTS says, nah, we don't like that. They're definitely not. There's a disconnect. Seven of Wands in the reverse is thrown in the white tablet. It is giving up after trying to assert your dominance towards someone or some people or a group of people or a situation. It's like, I give up, I'm not fighting no more, I'm not arguing. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, once again, seven is a theme here, right? I think that HYBE feels like they have put in a lot of time and effort into BTS. I think that even in relevance to the comeback and while they were in the military, they've done a lot of things to, in their mind, get whatever they want. Seven of Pentacles is I'm planting these seeds, I'm manifesting, I'm praying. I want these seeds to turn into a big ass strawberry tree, whatever the fuck reference you want to use. And I really need this to become a strawberry tree because I didn't sit here and plant all of these damn strawberry seeds for no fucking reason. They see BTS, like, this is what I'm feeling in HYBE's energy. They feel like we made y'all. Like, we literally created y'all. We chose y'all. We planted y'all into the ground for a purpose. Why are you not following the purpose? How dare you say no? You don't get to tell me no. It's like a parent and a child. Like, I see a mother in my mind's eye and like a baby. And like, you know how your parents are like, you sat in my stomach for 9 months. Like, I had you. Like, you do what I say. Like, that is the energy here. They feel like we took a chance on y'all. What the fuck are y'all doing? Right? Six of Swords in the reverse is a card of... This is interesting to be in HYBE's energy. I think that they have a very interesting relationship with each other. Because the Six of Swords is typically depicted... As you can see, it's a man, a woman, and a child on a boat. And they are leaving. They're going somewhere, right? This card can represent travel, but obviously that's not what this means. Before the Six of Swords, you have the Five of Swords, which represents a lot of petty arguments, dumb fucking arguments and petty shit, petty comments, petty actions. Non-stop. Six of Swords is when you kind of decide, I don't want to do that anymore. But it's in the reverse, which is typically depicted when you know you shouldn't, and you know, like, you already know what it is when you're with these people or when you engage with these people, but you can't stop going back. So there could be a lot of constant back and forth is what I'm trying to say between them and BTS. Six of Swords is also just a card in general about moving on. Like, stop trying to talk about shit because it doesn't work. HYBE, instead of just being like, oh, y'all don't want to do it? Cool. We'll just put our focus and all our money and all of our attention into the next group in HYBE that does what we say or is willing to listen to our vision. They don't want that. They don't want to move on to another group or whatever the case may be. They had a plan for BTS. BTS does not fuck with the plan. They don't want to go with the plan. And instead of just saying, okay, we'll just give the attention to the next group. Y'all got to worry about us. They keep coming back to discuss. They keep turning around to try to figure out what can we do to get y'all to do what we're trying to get y'all to do instead of just moving on. So they're being like, every time we try to talk to y'all, it turns into an argument. We cool. Ace of Cups in the reverse is falling out of love with something. So I think that they're definitely fed up with BTS. Emotionally. Ace of Cups is also... Cups can represent creativity. I see Cups as my card that can even represent music and, like, those type of arts. But I think that... I definitely think that they're also as fed up with BTS as BTS is with them. If that makes sense. But the Queen of Cups here is interesting. It's like the Ace of Cups in the reverse is a lack of emotional connection as well with... Not just yourself, but other people with BTS. Queen of Cups is somebody very empathetic, though. So I don't know if this is a specific woman. Like, it's almost like... Because when I saw the Queen of Cups, when I first pulled it, it felt like them trying to appeal to the empathy of BTS in terms of what they want, and it's not working. So, that's that. So another thing, and this is all alleged, let me keep saying that. Another thing that people wanted to know is the scandals and stuff to cover anything? The Star. All upright. These are all major arcanas too. That's crazy. This is a hard one because sometimes when I ask a question, I know every single card, all 78 cards. I know what you look for when you ask certain questions. If I ask somebody dating, I don't get any cups. I'm like, I think those would have came out if they wanted to. If I asked, for example, is all of these scandals that's happening with BTS or whatever to cover anything up, you would expect a Seven of Swords or something shady. The Star is about fame. The Star is about someone in the spotlight. It can also be about healing. The King of Cups is a very emotionally regulated man. He can appeal to your emotions, but he also is not an overly emotional person. He's just very caring. The Hermit is about somebody in hiding, somebody in isolation, but it's not reversed, it's upright. High Priestess is about things being hidden, or someone that knows more than they say. The Fool is reckless decisions, but it's almost like I'm not going. This is what. Okay, this is the best that I can do in terms of this question. I'm not going to say that the scandals were intentionally plotted, planned, done to cover anything. It's almost like you have something going on, or somebody has something going on, and then somebody around you has something going on, and you didn't manifest it to happen, but it is happening at the same time, and you use it. Not literally use it, but it's like, oh, that works for me. Like, I think the Jungkook and the Winter and everything else that's happening is very real. And I think that do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's almost like you have thing happening over here, but then thing starts happening over here, and you had no idea that was going to happen, but it is happening. And so it's like, well, I didn't literally plot this, but this helps me. The Fool is about YOLOing. The Hermit and the High Priestess are cards that represent secrets. Not secrets literally, but like in a way of like somebody trying to stay out the way. The Star is about fame. Like, what I'm saying in my mind's eye is I have my own shit going on that's in the media. I run a big ass company, allegedly. And one of my artists ends up all up in the news. And you're like, damn. The timing couldn't be fucking better. That's what it feels. It's like I am using this to regroup. I'm using this to kind of stay out the fucking spotlight. And it worked perfectly that my artist who's in a relationship with somebody, that's the talk of the town. But no, this was not plotted. This was not planned. This was not like, oh shit, we gotta do something and we gotta think fast. That's not what it is. They didn't plot any of this. It's like literally, especially, and we're gonna get into RM and JK next. This is literally all a coincidence that's being used. It's helpful, but it wasn't planned. It was like, I'm in trouble, you in trouble. You being in trouble isn't as serious as the trouble that I'm being accused of. So yeah, I'm going to, it's like I see in my mind's eye, you are in a store, right? Or sorry, somebody keeps calling me, so no. Okay, this is a perfect analogy. You get pulled over by the cops for an expired license, or you were speeding. Right? They're about to give you a ticket. Maybe they felt like arresting you that day to make an example out of you. But then something even crazier happens. Like there's a car accident or like a crazy ass car accident or something like that. And all of a sudden the police are all running over there and your ass runs the fuck away and you get away. You know what I mean? Like it's like all of a sudden, not to compare Jungkook, you know, being innocently like in love with somebody, to anything. Allegedly, all this is alleged, but it's like that's what I see in my mind. I was like, I don't even think that anybody thinks they can get out of anything because it's already in the news. But it's like I'm going to use this to debrief. Thank you. It was all a happy ass coincidence that just happened to work in certain people's favors. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think there are a lot of cards that could have came out that could have represented malicious intent. Like I said, the Fool is somebody living life freely, but when you're an idol, you can't really be so free. The High Priestess is about trust. The High Priestess is also, though, about somebody who knows a lot but doesn't say a lot. And it's about intuition and needing to use it. So, I guess technically speaking, you could say that it could go both ways. As the Star is fame. It's about somebody in the spotlight. The King of Cups is somebody emotionally in tune. So this could represent somebody in love. This could represent, you know, people emotions being seen, and like I need to use this to regroup. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I want to pull a card to clarify, but I really don't. Give me clarification. The Nine of Swords. That's about somebody very anxious. So I can definitely say in terms of the scandal that's going on, that person is very, very anxious about it and what the fuck is gonna happen to them. So maybe person knows they're in deep shit. I'll just say that. And the star is fame and it's the spotlight. So maybe it was, but I don't. It could have been. I don't know. Like, I wasn't getting in at first, but now that I look at it more. But it's also like with the Nine of Swords, it's like that's a different type of anxious. You don't even have time to be plotting nothing when you overthink it to that point. So, but I mean, I'm gonna just roll what I saw in my mind's eye. But if it does come out later that like it was planned, I will say that I could see it coming out and nobody denying anything as a, well, hell no, we're not gonna fucking deny it. That wouldn't make sense. They're gonna be right back to talk about my ass. You know what I mean? But that's what I see with that. I don't know. We gotta stay tuned about that one. Okay. Do I have any other? I'm trying to see if there's anything left in my energy in reference to HYBE. Let's just get into BTS. Okay. So, RM was not happy on live. He basically said, don't ask me about nothing that nobody that ain't me is doing. Why are you talking about it? I don't have nothing to say, bro. It's not my business. That's basically what he was trying to say. He definitely can have some frustrations. He had to come and apologize. He said he got a lot of calls. So, RM. Oh, yeah, that definitely. He did not think before he started talking. Oh, he's not in the mood right now, yo. I ain't gonna lie. He's fed up. The Knight of Swords is an energy that can represent. The Knight of Swords are right, as I always say. It's an innocence to it. You may not always do the right thing, but like you may not approach certain things that you're trying to do the right way. You might trip, you might be clumsy, but you have the best intentions. But the Knight of Swords in the reverse is a very impulsive energy. So I think that he's, with his words these days, is kind of, it's reckless. Poor communication, like aggression, things like that. I don't like to get the Knight of Swords in the reverse, but his feelings in terms of addressing what's happening in this conversation with the whole thing that happened. The King of Swords in the reverse is also here. So we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords can represent communication, somebody coming into something to say, they see something they wanted, they're attacking it. In the reverse, though, it's very impulsive, very reckless, very aggressive. So I think that in terms of how RM is doing mentally and like how he's communicating right now, I definitely think with that situation, he did let his emotions get the best of him out of frustration with JK, with the whole people spamming his live. King of Swords in the reverse is someone who is very, it's probably the coldest version that somebody can be in terms of how they speak to people, how they deal with emotions. The King of Swords is very smart, right? So in the reverse, he often thinks that he's the smartest person in the room. He's often he takes an authoritarian approach. So I think that as a leader right now, RM is very strict. Merciless? I'm trying to say this in a nice way. Very overly critical. And I can get that. I think that this might be him in general. Like, just the real version of him. We don't always have the best side to us when we're angry. I think that him being fed up is coming out in bad ways right now. Six of Pentacles is about a very generous person. Give and take is an exchange. Pentacles represent our career. Three of Wands is about, Two of Wands is planning the plan. Three of Wands is attempts to execute the plan, which also can be about like moving forward. I think he definitely let his emotions get the best of him, and his more aggressive and irritated side came out. I just think he's just fed up, but I think he kind of just wants to move on. The World is, in this case, it's typical meaning for me of like something coming full circle. I definitely think that it was real emotions, but I think that he's kind of like, I just want to move on from it. I shouldn't have did that. But he just had feelings and he just couldn't be mature about them. I think the King of Swords is also somebody that could be judgmental at times. It's also somebody who lacks empathy. Like, in the sense of, like, somebody else in the group might be looking at JK like, brother, I don't, like, bring it in, brother. I think that RM kind of feels like a little disrespected, a little, but it's because he's unable to just see it from a human point of view. He's looking at it like a leader, like, I'm in charge of y'all, I'm in control. What are y'all doing? What are you doing? What the fuck is happening? Like, but I think that he's kind of just like, he's kind of already learned his lesson from it. But I want to know, how did Jungkook feel about it? Oh, the sun reversed. Oh yeah, he won't feeling it. Okay, I'll tell you that straight up. Oh, no. JK won't feeling that. He didn't like it. He was not happy that he addressed his feelings in that way. The sun in reverse is unhappiness. So like I said, if you check out my reading in terms of everything happening with the situation, Jungkook is already not doing okay in general, because from what I gathered, allegedly, him and Winter is somebody that he cares about, he might even love. And he's very disappointed with a lot of things in regards to what's going on with that. Very much so not happy. The sun is in the reverse, which is also a lack of happiness. So in terms of how he felt about what RM said, the Ace of Swords in the reverse is about miscommunications. The Ace of Swords in the reverse can represent somebody choosing not to communicate at all. It could be somebody who uses their words to do harm rather than good. It's a lack of clarity. I think that he was very confused. Like, it's kind of like seeing somebody that you like. Clearly he was shocked, in my opinion, because if you're like, I expect nothing less or more from you, motherfucker, you wouldn't be feeling so hurt about it or so confused. The Ace of Swords can also represent confusion. Two of Swords, I'm getting... This is just out of respect for RM, in my opinion. I feel like we know how the Korean hierarchy system works. I think that he didn't know what to think or what to do. He knew how he felt, but he didn't know what to do. Because with the Devil here, I think that that's an interesting card to be here in terms of how he felt. That's a card that represents toxicity, toxic environment. So that could be how he felt. Like, he feels like he's just surrounded by a lot of toxicity. He's attached to a lot of things that he feels aren't good for him. He feel like RM was kind of allowing toxic habits or people or environments to control his words. But he definitely was not happy about it at all. It actually put him down. Having to see him like talk about it like that. The Magician in the reverse is somebody who feels powerless. So once again, this could go back to him feeling like, I can't even say anything because you're not young, or you're the leader, like I can't say shit. Or he could feel like RM allegedly was kind of being manipulative or wielding his power, because like I said, the Magician is a card that represents a jack of all trades, somebody who's in control of things. So he may feel like instead of using your platform or your power to help me, you used it to hurt me. And I think that he did not know how to feel or what to do about it. Okay, so how did the other members of BTS feel about what RM said? Oh, it's not even funny, y'all. I'm just shook. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be good. So there definitely was a difference in opinions on that. Five of Wands is about arguments. So they definitely argued about the shit. Somebody came and was like, yo, that ass though? And then somebody said, nah, he kind of ate though. And then they definitely argued about it. The Wheel of Fortune is about fated encounters. So this could have been something that had to happen in reference to something that's going to happen for them in the future. The Wheel of Fortune is also karma though. But it's upright. So it's like, it's supposed to be good karma. Temperance is... They definitely had a discussion about it. Temperance is about emotional regulation. So that could have been the base of the discussion. Like, you got to control your emotions. Not to say that you're not allowed to feel a frustration about people coming to your comments and everything that he was saying. But I just think that they were kind of like, you didn't have to do it like that. The moon is also secrets. So there could have been more that should have been said that didn't need to be said. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity, being nosy. That's interesting that the Page of Swords is here in terms of how the other members felt. I definitely think that they were split. Five of Wands, definitely, there were differences in opinions. The Five of Wands is not pretty. Like I always say, the Five of Swords is kind of a petty, sharp words type of thing. Five of Wands is more aggressive arguing. I think it was split. The Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune could also represent some members feeling like it needed to happen, like it just had to happen. Maybe some members kind of have empathy with RM's frustration. And then some of them are like, nah, but I definitely think that a conversation was had about it with the Page of Swords to try to, like, get that together. But I think the whole goal of the conversation was for everybody to just get their emotions in check and say, listen, we got to get back to Zen. We got to find our Zen because we don't have it right now. So did Jungkook and RM fix it? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is somebody very insecure. Why is that here? Somebody insecure. Six of Cups to me represents their relationship. I think RM sees Jungkook like a little brother regardless. Two of Wands is about planning. This isn't necessarily... it almost feels like, I wonder if, like, you know when you, like, talk something out and you just want the shit to be over with, so you just say whatever the fuck that person needs to hear so they'll, like, stop talking. Seven of Swords, when I asked the question of what... did they fix it? Did they squash it? It's almost like maybe somebody pretended they did, but they really didn't. The Ace of Wands, it's not reversal. It's not anger, per se, but it's like... somebody definitely still... probably... I don't know who it is. It kind of feels like Jungkook. But somebody's still upset about... they're pretending like they're cool, but really they're not. Ain't shit cool. Or it can even be like, I'm not beefing with you, but like that shit threw me off and I'm not over it, but I said I was, or we fake squashed it for the sake of this conversation. Why is the Queen of Pentacles reversed here? Yep. And Jungkook is an earth sign. What is RM's sign? He's a Virgo. What is he? What is that? When is his birthday? He's a Virgo. So they're both earth signs. So this could be either one of them, but the Three of Pentacles in the reverse is people who don't work well together. So there's definitely still a disconnect. I do think that they still have the bond of, like, history with the Six of Cups. But the Two of Wands is about planning something or having to make a decision between two things, about planning. Looking into the future. The Seven of Swords is about not trusting somebody, but it's also about hidden intentions and motives. It can also be about, in general, like, hiding things. It doesn't always have to be this malicious, crazy plot. It could just be, because you see how he's like... I just feel like somebody walked away, or maybe both of them walked away thinking they said everything was cool, or they squashed it, or I understand, but in reality, I think their relationship might be changed for a while after this. Because the Ace of Wands is about passion and emotions. Like, I really feel passionate about what the fuck I'm saying right now, bro. So, but that Three of Pentacles in the reverse is people who don't work well together. And they don't work well as a group. Okay. So what does the future hold for BTS? Like, what's going on? That's a loss of a golden opportunity. That's about somebody or them not being able to... oh, it's not looking good. Oh, it's not looking good. So, Ace of Pentacles is a golden opportunity. In the reverse, it's about something that could have been good that either didn't get planted right or never gets planted. For whatever reason that is. Whether you just didn't... It's a fumble. It's like a missed financial, like, opportunity. Something in relevance to money, but obviously they're a K-pop group that makes a lot of money. So this is like, I don't think things are going to get better for them in the current moment. I mean, everything gets better eventually, but the Hangman is about people who are very, very, very stubborn, who can't look at the bigger picture. This could be a specific member, or this could be them as a whole, or the company. Judgment in reverse is about lack of accountability. Judgment upright is a card of like a reckoning, and you like having to see the shit for what it is, and you accepting it, and you moving forward accordingly. But in the reverse, it's like being blind to it, being blind to the shit that you're doing that's wrong, that other people are doing that's wrong. And the Six of Wands is about a fall from grace. So, Six of Wands is a very public energy. It's a public figure, heavily admired, which we know they were at once. This could be a specific member going down, but I think this could be, I asked like what's next for them as a group, so I definitely think that things will, in the media and the world, will continue to see them in a, allegedly, the high horse that they were on, the praise and all of that, they're definitely, it's an ego death that they're about to have to go through. The Knight of Wands, though, is upright, and it's about, the Knight of Wands is, they may use the fall from grace to their advantage in terms of just, it might ignite something in them that they haven't felt in a while. You know what I mean? Why is the Knight of Wands here? I definitely think that things are going to get bad for them and their reputation, or like how people view them, or the praise that they were used to getting. It's an ego death for them, but I think the ego death actually might be good for them. The Hierophant is about tradition and structure and doing things. So I think that it's almost like, and like I said, the Wheel of Fortune was there, so that is about things that are happening because they have to happen, and that's just how it was written. So I think that they're definitely going to experience a fall from grace, loss of opportunities, potentially, allegedly, due to lack of accountability, due to not wanting to open their eyes to a bigger picture, to something of that nature. But I think that they're going to use it as inspiration rather than letting it keep them down. So we can tap into the members' individual energy. I'm going to wrap this up because, woo, we are almost an hour in. Okay, RM. Okay, so RM, that's not good. Okay, RM, Sugar. I did this in a random order. Jin, sorry, I definitely did that in a random order. Jin is so unbothered. J-Hope. Oh, J-Hope, we were so happy in the past. Jimin. V. Jungkook. Can y'all see? Okay. RM is the Eight of Cups. Now, obviously, I don't think RM is literally going to leave BTS. I would hope not. But this is about him being emotionally dissatisfied within the group. This is about him feeling like he just needs a fucking... He like, the Eight of Cups is a card that's like, this used to work for me, this environment, the relationship that we have, how we handled each other, the emotions that y'all made me feel. I can't do it anymore. So it's like, either y'all are going to come with me on this journey of... To my Nine of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment and happiness and being proud of everything behind you. Or y'all can stay here. But this is about leaving. Doesn't have to mean literally leaving the group, but to me, it does represent leaving. Emotionally not satisfied. Four of Pentacles for Sugar is... Four of Pentacles is about the things that are important to you. It's about being stingy with your time, your money. That's an interesting card for Sugar. He might be prioritizing the things that are important to him in terms of, like, career. His career. Jin is the Nine of Pentacles, which is about him feeling very satisfied with what he's done as an individual. He's proud of himself, and I think he wants to just continue to focus on himself. Because he has things for himself, like Jin has dropped an album, and he had his own little show, Run Jin, I think that's what it's called. So he's very satisfied with his own self, and I think that it's kind of harder to bring Jin down, because it's like, he has made a name for himself outside of BTS. He does respect what BTS has done for him, but I think he's like, I've also done a lot of things outside of BTS, and whether we reunite or not, or whether we get along or not, I still am rich, bitch. Like, J-Hope is a Ten of Swords, so he's definitely been stabbed in the back. I don't know if this is in the group. Probably is. What are you talking about, J-Hope? Oh, yeah. Can y'all see that? Yeah, J-Hope is definitely involved in some argument where he just feels like he's done. He's very done. He's tired of the petty shit. Something very petty in terms of the communication or a conversation or an argument that really hit a low blow for him. Gemini is the Ten of Pentacles, so that's also about I'm rich, bitch. But it's also just about him being focused on his long-term success. V is the Lovers in the reverse, so there's definitely a disconnect between him and another member or him in the group. I used to love you, used to be the light of my life, or light of my lives, lights of my life. Don't feel it. Don't feel the connection with you guys anymore. The Lovers is also about choices, it's about relationships, so he may be at a point where he feels like he's kind of made a decision in terms of a relationship that he had within the group, and he just feels very disconnected. And Jungkook is the Page of Cups, so Jungkook may be inspired right now, or the Page of Cups is about like emotional messages, but it's also about kind of him playing the Mac Me a bit. The Page of Cups is upright. Why the Page of Cups? The Nine of Wands in the reverse can sometimes mean setting up an even bigger, offense. But it also could represent your walls coming down. He may be inspired creatively right now. Like using the emotions that he's feeling to kind of create things. Maybe wanting to put this in the album, or I don't know. The Page of Cups. I'm just going to say that has to be associated with... I don't really think V rocking with the group, though. I will say that. Or a specific person in the group. But I think my gut is telling me this is everybody. He like, I don't really fuck with none of y'all, bro. I don't fuck with y'all no more. Allegedly. Interesting. Alright, guys. I hope this did it, because I don't think I can do another BTS reading. It is always a mindfuck. I'm going to keep saying it. Please comment. I love reading you guys' comments. They help me. I hope you guys have the best day ever. Love you guys.